Hello, and welcome everyone to CIFAR's information webinar on our recently launched Global Call for Ideas. My name is Lauren Goldstein, and I am CIFAR's Manager Strategic Research Initiatives, responsible for managing the Global Call. This webinar will be presented in English and will be recorded and posted on CIFAR's website with captioning in French in the coming weeks. To ask a question, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen and feel free to do so at any time. I will begin by providing a short overview of CIFAR, our research programs, and the Global Call for Ideas, and then open the floor to answer any questions you might have. On June 15th, CIFAR launched the Global Call for Ideas, which is our mechanism to create new research programs. This is a multi-stage competitive process asking the research community what are the most pressing questions of global importance. We use this process to launch new research programs to ensure our research portfolio addresses the most important questions facing science and humanity. Before I go through the details of the Global Call, I want to tell you a little bit more about CIFAR and what our research programs look like. CIFAR is a Canadian-based global research organization that convenes extraordinary minds to address the most important questions facing science and humanity. Founded in 1982, we support long-term interdisciplinary international collaborations. CIFAR is not a traditional funder of research, but instead we are a convener, providing the world's top researchers the opportunity to meet in an environment that inspires trust, a culture of risk-taking, and accelerates discovery. We create and sustain long-term international interdisciplinary research networks to tackle the world's most pressing questions from different perspectives. Our community includes more than 400 researchers from 161 institutions in 18 countries. Through our research program, CIFAR works toward advancing knowledge, mobilizing knowledge, and the development of future research leaders. Our next generation initiatives, including the CIFAR Azrieli Global Scholars Program, support outstanding early career researchers through mentorship and networking opportunities. The work of our research program leads to transformative knowledge that makes important contributions to the global research agenda. We also work with stakeholders outside of academia to ensure that this transformative research informs policy and practice. CIFAR is generously supported by Canada's federal and provincial governments, as well as foundations, corporations, and private donors. We work to connect our research programs with interested partners to help accelerate discovery. CIFAR currently has 12 research programs across 4 broad theme areas: life and health, individuals and society, information and matter, and earth and space. Our research programs ask questions ranging from boundaries, membership, and belonging. Is it possible to have a world without us and them? To quantum materials. How could quantum materials transform our society? Some examples of the interdisciplinary nature of our research programs include our Brain, Mind, and Consciousness program, which brings together neuroscientists, psychologists, and philosophers to explore the origins and mechanisms of consciousness. Innovation, equity, and the future of prosperity includes economists, sociologists, and engineers, among others, to determine how innovation can be beneficial to all. CIFAR research programs bring together international, interdisciplinary researchers who work together for 5-year terms. Programs are led by 2 co-directors, engage 15 to 25 fellows from around the world from a mix of career stages, and include an advisory committee. CIFAR research programs are not bound to any one discipline and take the perspective of many disciplines to study the world's most intractable problems. These types of challenges necessitate interdisciplinarity. CIFAR research program meetings are not your typical meetings. We encourage risk-taking and promote intellectual freedom and creativity. Our program meetings are an opportunity to bring work not yet in the public domain for challenging but safe feedback. If you hear something you've heard before, then that's a failure of a CIFAR meeting. Our research programs are long-term engagements for sustained conversations. We purposefully take a long-term view. The kinds of achievements we strive for cannot happen overnight. Through a long-term sustained network approach, we promote deep collaborations among our program members, resulting in groups where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The goal of knowledge mobilization, or KM, at CIFAR is to drive research impact beyond academia. Specifically, KM activities aim to inform innovations in policy and practice based on the collective research insights created through CIFAR research program interactions. Each program prioritizes sectors or areas where there is high potential for their work to achieve impact. It's an opportunity to collaborate across sectors and learn about non-academic perspectives and expertise, and vice versa, to spur both new research questions and new sector directions. The knowledge mobilization team at CIFAR supports the implementation of a program-driven KM strategy and helps facilitate engagement with stakeholders outside academia. For example, the Humans in the Microbiome program, which takes a multidisciplinary look at how microbes that live in and on us affect our health, development, and even behavior, is working with public health schools to develop a new public health curricula, integrating emerging evidence from the program's research. CIFAR programs are not assessed based on achievement of specific or predetermined milestones. We take a long-term view, and there's an expectation of evolution as the program progresses. Membership will expand, intellectual directions will change, and the people in the room will help determine where we go. So how does CIFAR support our research programs? We work closely with the program members to support the evolution of the program. We manage the budget to ensure the resources are available to sustain collaborations. We look for research partnership opportunities on behalf of the program and also work with our strategic communications team to raise the profile of members. Additionally, CIFAR offers its program members undesignated research support. CIFAR programs meet twice a year for 2 to 3 days for in-person collaborations. CIFAR provides the logistical support and planning for program meetings, including covering travel and accommodation costs. We also offer Catalyst grants, which are high-risk, high-reward seed funds for collaboration between program members. These small grants are available to existing program members to help further the vision of the program and provide funding for ideas that aren't quite ready for a traditional granting agency. CIFAR also encourages cross-programmatic collaborations across our portfolio. Working with our program members, we often see common themes emerge or areas of interest to multiple programs. We provide the opportunity for fellows from different programs to meet and collaborate, furthering the interdisciplinary collaborations. CIFAR has been supporting research programs for almost 40 years. To provide a sense of our long-term view and support, here are a few examples of CIFAR programs' achievements. CIFAR looks to the big picture, and a good example of this is our work with AI research. Our first research program started in 1983 was Artificial Intelligence, Robotics, and Society, which included AI pioneer Geoffrey Hinton as one of its members. Today, Hinton and CIFAR program members Yoshua Bengio and Jan LeCun are widely acknowledged as the pioneers of deep learning. They were awarded the AM Turing Award, also known as the Nobel Prize for Computing. In 2017, the Government of Canada appointed CIFAR to develop and lead the Pan-Canadian AI Strategy, the world's first AI strategy, and a $125 million investment in machine learning research, training, and innovation. Population health and well-being has been a core focus of CIFAR's portfolio since the mid-1980s. Today, it's well known that the first years of life are crucial to human development. We owe much of what we know about this crucial time of life to CIFAR's founder, Dr. Fraser Mustard, and his work on the Early Years Report, a seminal series of recommendations that laid the foundations for full-day kindergarten and parenting centers. Our Child and Brain Development Program continues to explore the early years and how childhood experiences affect lifelong health. Currently, our longest running program, founded in the 1980s, CIFAR's Gravity and the Extreme Universe program has brought together world-leading researchers from astrophysics, cosmology, computational astronomy, and high-energy physics to study the most extreme events in the universe in order to understand its origin and evolution. With collaboration from CIFAR fellows, the revolutionary Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment, or CHIME, is a radio telescope that is helping astronomers map the universe and understand its most abiding mysteries. CHIME was originally designed to map the large-scale structure of the universe and understand its origin, but discussions at CIFAR meetings played an important role in realizing the telescope could serve dual purposes. It's now also being used to capture fast radio bursts, quick, extremely high-energy signals from distant galaxies that have baffled astronomers since their discovery in 2007. Now that we've looked at CIFAR more generally, I'd like to turn to discuss the global call in more detail. At CIFAR, we believe the future of being human is our next challenge. The pandemic has highlighted that the world was already experiencing multiple crises. from rising inequalities to tightening borders. At the same time, the pandemic has led to international scientific cooperation and scientific and technological progress. We are at an inflection point, and it's in this context that CIFAR asks for global call proposals on the theme of the future of being human. We invite the research community to ask new questions about our complex emerging world, where the issues under study are entangled and dynamic. What is the intersection of humans, science and technology, social and cultural systems, and our environment in the long term? We're confronting challenging problems that necessitate a diverse team incorporating multiple disciplines to engage in a sustained dialogue to develop new insights and change the conversation on important questions facing science and humanity. There are 3 application stages for the global call process. Currently, we are accepting registrations through our application system until August 17th. The registration requires up to 4 team members to provide short details about how their proposed research program connects to the theme, the future of being human, and the required disciplinary breadth to explore this. Following an internal review, all eligible registration teams will be invited to submit a letter of intent. In addition, a select number of teams will be invited to participate in pre-LOI strategy sessions. These virtual workshops will be held in the fall and will be offered to teams who may be unfamiliar with CIFAR or come from disciplines that might need more time to build into a network. Letters of intent will ask for more details, including sections on research significance, excellence of the research team, knowledge mobilization, potential leadership, alignment with CIFAR's mission and vision, and equity, diversity, and inclusion. LOIs will ask for a minimum of 4 additional team members, up to a total of 8 additional team members. They are due January 26, 2022. LOIs will be externally reviewed by our international review body, as well as our President's Research Council. A short list of LOIs will be invited to the next stage in spring 2022. Teams shortlisted to the full proposal stage will work with CIFAR on proposal development. In the summer of 2022, CIFAR and full proposal teams will participate in proposal development workshops. Following the workshops, teams of up to 15 total members will submit their full proposals in fall 2022. Full proposals will be reviewed by an expert review panel in the President's Research Council. The Research Council will make recommendations to CIFAR's president about funding decisions. CIFAR's board of directors will make the final decision based on the president's recommendation by March 2023. New programs will officially start April 1st, 2023. CIFAR is committed to equity, diversity, and inclusion. We recognize that bringing together individuals from multiple backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences is integral to advancing excellence and increasing the impact of our organization. We ask that applicants read our Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Action Plan and be prepared to address plans for equity, diversity, and inclusion at the LOI and full proposal stages. Throughout the application process, we expect that teams grow from a small team of 3 to 4 at the registration stage to up to 15 when submitting the full proposal. We expect that diversity will be considered throughout the process as teams grow. We will be sending a self-identification questionnaire to all team members as they join the proposal. While required, the questionnaire does provide the option of prefer not to answer if that is preferred. We ask that applicants indicate how equity, diversity, and inclusion considerations have factored into the proposed research program. CIFAR aims to create a culture that embodies the principles of equity, diversity, and inclusion in all aspects of our work. This concludes the presentation portion of today's webinar.